Okay, so sorry for that light. I don't know how to really get rid of it. Maybe if I put you down here, does that help? A little bit, I think. Okay, well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am trying this out. I think I might also try this out, and I might want to try this out, but I'm running out of time a little bit, and I know that foundations usually, my first opinion is usually not my last opinion when it comes to it. So I'm just gonna try, I think this one is more so my match right now. I bought this summer and I haven't gotten around to actually like test it out, but I'm gonna try this on and see if I like it. But you're probably just gonna see me quickly apply this, and then I'll basically, all of my opinions and everything, if I have any yet, I'll give you that later on today after I've been to work. I might also try it on tomorrow again and then give you my opinions after tomorrow when I have some more time to maybe do eyeshadow and stuff, because I'm running late. Is this the lighter one? Beige. Beige is very yellow. Medium olive. That sounds like me. Let's see. I'm putting it on with a beauty blender. I don't have any primer on. Is that a mistake? Should I? No, you know what? Fuck it. I don't really care that much. Okay. I'm probably just gonna fast forward this bit. It's a little like powdery. I don't know how else to describe it. But I don't know if that's because the sponge is so porous. I'm just gonna spritz this because it's gotten very dry. And I think that that's not really helping. That's better. Never forget this bit. That's the bit that tells you. But it's like, it's one thing to do that, but you also have to blend that like into the face. I always try to put as minimal of an amount as I can and then build from there if I need to. Partly to see if it can build, but also because I don't like when it feels heavy or I feel like restrained. I put too much on my hand, so I'm just gonna put some of it down my neck, try not to waste it. It's kind of got like a moussey texture, which is interesting because it didn't, I don't know. I was gonna say it didn't look like it, but it looked like it immediately from the bottle. It's just, I didn't expect it to be a moussey texture, I guess. And I don't know why. I don't have a reason as to why I didn't expect that. Got it, great. Concealer. As I said, running out of time. Oh, there was the primer that I was looking for earlier. Nice. This one's great. It's the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, which is a long-ass name. I think I also love it because it's one of the few concealers that I got in like a great shade for me. Oh, that was crooked as shit. You gotta work kind of fast with it though, because it dries out, or it dries quite quickly. So I'm just gonna use my finger to kind of pat that out. I wish I had a napkin for this. I did have a napkin for that. Or well, not a napkin, but I have some paper. Do I try this? I'm scared I'm gonna fuck up the base. I'm not gonna try that right now. I will try the palette. Just something really simple and quick. And that's only because I trust Viseart. Like, I trust their shadows a lot. I wouldn't do that with something that I didn't trust when I'm actually gonna see people. Because if that goes wrong, like that's tough. I haven't worn makeup in a long time now, so I feel like my face isn't used to it. I don't really feel like if you have dry skin, I don't think you would have to set this because it has dried down. I'm just like going over it with an extra layer because I get really oily. Not for like a few hours. Like if I was just going out for like a 3-hour thing, if you're ever doing that, then it's fine. I wouldn't have to powder this, especially because that concealer dries down as well and it stays pretty good. However, I will give it, drying down, it has not changed color. It has stayed the same shade, so that's good. Because a lot of foundations that dry down sometimes oxidize a lot during that like dry down time, especially like matte ones like this. This isn't completely matte because I feel like I would be more uncomfortable in it than I am at the moment if it was completely matte. Okay, I'm gonna quickly put on bronzer and some blush, and I will be back and try the palette out real quick. There we go. Blush and bronzer is on. This is the palette. Oh, it's very shiny. Looks like that. I'm just gonna use some of the neutrals like all over my lid, and I'll just give you a bit of like the staying powder, and then maybe tonight I'll just try to make like a more fun look with it because there's some blues, some pinks, and some reds in there that really call my name, but the time just isn't there right now. I have to leave in literally like 8 minutes. I'm gonna go in the top one first. Okay. This is more pigmented than the other one I have, given that the other one I have is like 2 years old, so maybe that's why. Oh, I didn't tap that off. That's why. Oh, this is pigmented. I know that they're usually pigmented, but I don't know. That was more than I expected it to be. So that's really, that packed a punch. I literally don't need more. I tapped in twice. Oh, I did tap it off, did I? I love that color. It's really nice. I'll show you in natural lighting, just turning to the window later. You can build it too. I built it more on this eye. This eye's looking a little bit more sloppy because I didn't like slowly build it. I'm already getting it dirty. I love this like mustardy shade on top of the blue. No, wait, I meant that one. I love this. It's like a mustard brown yellow on top of the really dark one. I think I'm just gonna put that like all over. Some pickup in the pan, but I really don't mind when pickup actually happens, but the shadow gives you results and gives you a lot of payoff. I don't mind kick up. If there's kick up and then no result, I get a little bit annoyed. I'm just gonna pick up this pink one with like a little buffer brush, and I'm gonna put that in the inner corner. A little bit on the lid as well. I'm just putting it like to there. There we go. I don't think I have time for anything more. Nope, I don't. I will say, so far so good. I just realized I forgot the under eye. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this one at the top and put it underneath my eye. And that is gonna be all I do. Then I'm gonna set it and put some mascara on, and then I'll show you in the natural light, which is that window. Okay, so this is it. I haven't put my fiddly fig under the light. That's dumb. But yeah, this is what it looks like. The foundation. It's so far looking actually great. Yeah, I don't have much time, but this is it for today. The eyes are a little bit more dramatic than I expected them to be, or well, planned for them to be, but I don't mind it. It's still a natural tone, so I don't mind it. But that's that. I'm gonna go to work, and I will see you guys after that. Okay, I'm back. This is what it looks like. It's a little bit shiny, so it's held up great. I actually have no complaints. It's gotten loose a little bit on my chin, like right here, but I don't know if that's because I've been like patting it, because that's one of the spots where I get a little bit oily. It's been itchy a little bit, so that could be my fault, but I also don't know if that's the foundation or the concealer, because I did put concealer there, and that concealer on top of a foundation that dries down quite a lot. I need to fix that, sorry, because my skin is very combination, so it's dry, but it's also oily. My too much gene, as Jenna Marbles would say. You can see it right here. The eyeshadow has held up There is no creasing. No creasing at all. That's actually really good. Basically, this is the palette. I genuinely love the tones that's going on here. I think we all love these types of tones. So what I used today was mostly this one, a tiny bit of this one, and a tiny bit of that one. So I don't know, do I do one eye with the like pinks and reds, or, well, maybe not mix the pink and red. I feel like the pink and blue could be kind of cute, but I also feel like it might look like someone punched me in the face. But I'm just gonna dip into some of them and see what happens. I'm just gonna put this on top of what I have going on and hope that that works out great. I'm just gonna wipe it over in case there's any excess anything, like that. And then I will go in. I'm gonna go in with this all over, do this in the crease in the outer corner, and then deepen it with that. I'm just starting at the outer corner to bring the color from the outside to the inside. I'm gonna see if I can try to create some fading going on. I love that shade. It's very autumn. Then I'm just gonna recreate that on the other eye. Going in with a little bit of that to clean up the corners. Oh, that's a perfect blending shade. That just brought everything together. It looks really sharp right there on the camera. I think it's because my eye like naturally curves there, so the bone makes it look sharp. So for the red on the outer third, I'll probably end up bringing that a little bit into the crease, but we'll see. That is one lovely color. This put me in such a like autumn mood. Like I want cold, I want the leaves to go yellow and red, and I want like a hot chocolate or something in my hand, and I want it to turn into winter, and I want, you know, Christmas. I'm about to rock a red smoky eye with this palette on Christmas Eve. I actually love this. I feel like this has way more like initial punch than the rest of their shadows. They're very pigmented, but I feel like this really packs a punch in a way that the others kind of needs a little bit more build up. And that's just talking of the matte shades. Yeah, I feel like this has a lot of kick to it. If you want just a little bit of color, have a really light hand, and you can absolutely have that, or like tap off your brush more than I'm doing. I'm just doing like a light tap. But I'm loving this initial like right away kick that I'm getting. It's making me very happy. I'm using the same brush that I've been using all along, and that I also used a little bit this morning, which is the MAC 217S, which I'm guessing stands for small. I don't know. Or maybe it's just like something really obvious and I just looked very stupid. That could be the case too. I don't know if I want to do more than that. I love the subtle just touch of that purple through the crease. It looks like there's a bald spot right there, and it always looks like that, and I don't know why, because when I twist it, oh, it actually looks like it stays. I have a vein right there, and I don't know if that's why the skin is just so like thin there that it doesn't really pick up. I'm just telling you that because that's not the shadow. Like my lid always looks like that. There's nothing I can do about it really. Love that color. That's also a great smoky eye color, like for all over the eye, and then to just smoke out the edges with that, or like underneath. I feel like the side on this side is kind of not as good. I want it to be equal. They're very effortless shadows to work with. I have nothing but that to say about it. I'm just going in again with that orangey brown shade at the top in the middle, that one. There we go. I'm gonna put something on the under eye, and I don't know what that's gonna be. I think this is what I'm gonna put on the under eye, and then maybe a teeny tiny bit of that just on the outer corner. I'm just gonna use this tiny little L'Oreal brush that came with a palette once. Usually brushes that come with palettes like that suck, but I have 2 of these, and I actually really like them because the hairs pick up a lot of product. Like, I don't know what hairs these are, because obviously it came in a palette, but they're really good, and it's teeny tiny, so it fits perfectly underneath my tiny little eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with that one, just underneath. And then I will go in with a tiny bit of purple, which is that one right there, to tie the top and the bottom together. There we go. I actually really love it. I wish I could have some use for the blue. Actually, I feel like I might need a liner to break it up a little bit. So I'm just gonna grab this Soeva Smoky Liner 320, and I'm gonna go into this brown right here and just drag it along. Yeah, that's better. Do you see that difference in the lash line? It like breaks apart the eye from the makeup a lot. By the way, when I'm doing that, I'm not pulling, I'm just kind of holding to make my eye not twitch as much. Because if you just have a finger like right here, it makes your eye have a lot of an easier time to like relax when you're doing your liner, so you don't actually have to pull. You can just put your finger right there, like on the nerve, and it helps the eye to stable a little bit. It still twitches, but it's just not as much. I'm also gonna put some blush on because I'm looking like an egg and it feels a bit boring. And I feel a lot of like autumn feels right now. And I feel like that is in need of some rosy cheeks. There we go. You can't really see that on camera, but I have rosy cheeks in person. Just know, okay? Verdict. I really like this. Having used it a day, it's been on for what? 8 hours now, I think. I've itched that, so that's red because I basically removed all the foundation that was there. I haven't touched that. It looks worse underneath, I'm sure. It's come off a little bit on the chin, like I said. That could also be the concealer. However, I don't fully know that. Except for that, I think it looks great. I would say now is the time that I would probably think it's gonna start looking worse. Does it say how long it's supposed to have? It doesn't. It probably says somewhere. I'd say it only started looking a little bit, you know, a little bit sketchy in this area. And by sketchy, I mean that I have started getting a little bit oily, and it has started to like peek through. Also a little bit on the forehead. It looks a lot worse because of the lights than that actually is in real life. But it has started to, it still looks a bit powdery right in this area. Which I think that may be because it's a little bit dry for my skin right now. I don't really think that that's the foundation's fault. Doesn't look bad. It's nothing that you would notice if you didn't come like up close. So you got a good 8 hours before it starts changing the way that it looks. So I would actually give you thumbs up, and if you want to get it, go get this foundation. I don't think it feels heavy. I haven't really felt like I've been wearing makeup. It feels very light. If you want it and you don't have like severely dry skin, I'd say go for it, because this is actually a good thing that I had this breakout, because with this, I can see it does not pick to dry spots. You can see a tiny bit at the front, but there's a dry spot going all around like there, that area, and it has not picked, like stuck to it. Usually that happens to me most of the time. Let's actually see. If I just pat the beauty blender from this morning on top of here, yeah, it doesn't take away the foundation. This, I love it, is amazing. It's lovely for autumn, coming up into like the winter, autumn months. I love this. I know this was released before the summer because I got this months ago. I just haven't touched it yet because I wanted to show you guys, but the shadows have more kick to them, like initial punch, and you see more initial color than I think some of their other ones, or at least that's something that I noticed, that these have more, they pack more of a punch immediately. The other ones you can kind of build a little bit more, so I don't know if maybe they made these so they pack that punch even if you don't have like a sable hairbrush, or you know, like it doesn't depend as much on tools. That could be one thing. I don't know, because they obviously have more people buying than they did say 4 or 5 years ago, before like Stephanie Nicole and all of that. Like it became a thing that people reviewed and people realized that they were a really good brand. And then obviously personal preference. I love the tones, I love the shades, I love everything about all of these colors. There's not one color in here that I won't empty. Actually, maybe I won't empty fully the blue, but who knows, maybe I start wearing blue every day. No, but this is the kind of blue, if I'm wearing a blue, that I would love to wear. And maybe just for like the outer corner or a smoky eye. That's very likely when I wear blue. I rarely wear blue with like a light blue. If I wear blue, I love this kind of deeper like marine blue. Altogether, this is my favorite palette that I have of theirs. The ones that I had before that from their smaller palettes is the Warm Matte palette, the Neutral Matte, and the Dark Matte, I believe. Yes. Now this is the Neutral Mattes. Yeah, the Neutral Mattes. It says it like that on the back. And then I have all 3 of their bigger palettes, the ones with, I think it's 24 shades. But this is 100% my favorite palette, and I genuinely believe that if you took just this palette and maybe like 2-3 single shimmers, you can make any kind of look happen. This will probably be included in like all of my looks in the future. I absolutely love this. I love it for Halloween coming up, I love it for Christmas, and definitely all of the autumn shades that is going on that I've said probably 3,000 times. But that's what I see when I look at this, and I love it. It's a very positive review that we got here. I didn't try this because I ran out of time and I was scared, because you know when liquid blush, sometimes it lifts your foundation. I don't want it to alter my opinion of the foundation, because sometimes when you try too many new products, you don't really know which one is the faulty, if there is a faulty. I'll see if I give you an update on this tomorrow. And if I don't give you an update on that tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Bye! Okay, I just grabbed a little bit of the blue. Literally, that was it. And I just smoked out the corners with it, just to like try it out. I'm not sure if it maybe reads a little bit too much blue for this red look in particular, but no, I don't think it does. It almost reads like a really dark brown or really dark black when you blend it together with the others. And by that, I should also say that this is the same brush that I've been using, so all of the colors are mixed on this brush. I also brought it down a tiny bit around. Blended great. No issues whatsoever. This just confirms my theory even more. I love this palette. This is my new favorite palette. So basically what I'm saying is that this is definitely a yes. I really like it. I will continue to use it. And this is, if you're gonna get a palette and you don't know which one, get this one. I will be using this every day that I'm wearing makeup for the foreseeable future. Thank you very much. That was it for me. Get this palette. No, but genuinely, both of the things that I tried today are definitely a yes. I recommend. I got a lot of powder in my mouth just then. Oh, I just put a fingerprint all over that lid. I love this like mustardy shade. I think that may have had the opposite effect. Great.